Thanks for joining us on Arirang News. I'm Moon-Haeryun in Seoul. The Trump administration is tightening its student visa rules, introducing a major change that will affect more than 1.2 million international students, including those from Korea. The United States has announced a new rule limiting F1 student visa holders to a maximum stay of 4 years. The Department of Homeland Security announced on Thursday local time that the admission for non-immigrant visa holders will now have a fixed time period. On the press release, it stated that this new rule will end foreign student visa abuse and restore integrity to the nation's immigration system. The rule will apply to both new and current international students. Until now, most international students could remain in the US as long as they maintained their academic status and haven't completed their degree programs. However, under the new policy, students who need more than 4 years to finish their studies, including master's and doctoral candidates, must apply for an extension and pass review by the Department of Homeland Security. Industry insiders say this new requirement could create uncertainty for students, delay research, and complicate long-term academic plans. The Trump administration says the new measures are designed to prevent abuse of the student visa system and tighten immigration control through regular vetting. The policy will also apply to exchange visitors on J-1 visas, such as researchers or those doing professional internships, while foreign journalists will be required to renew their visas every 240 days instead of every 5 years. The regulations are set to take effect in September, 60 days after their publication in the Federal Register. Explosions have been reported across several cities in southern Iran as fighting between the United States and Iran continues. According to Iran state media, IRNA, there were a series of explosions on Thursday evening local time in the southwestern city of Avaz. A local official stated that areas near Avaz had come under enemy attack and that authorities are assessing the damage and will release further details after an investigation. Officials in the southern port cities of Bushehr and Bandar Abbas also confirmed explosions there. On the same day, the U.S. Central Command said in a social media post that U.S. forces had launched a 6th consecutive night of airstrikes against Iran, aimed at further weakening Tehran's military capabilities. Today is Constitution Day in Korea, a national holiday marking the 1948 signing of the country's constitution, now restored as a public holiday after 18 years. The National Assembly marked the occasion with a ceremony on Friday morning, where Speaker Cho Jung-sik called for revising the constitution to protect citizens whose rights it currently overlooks. 5 such citizens were invited to underscore that reform must go beyond restructuring power. Leaders from the ruling Democratic Party and the main opposition, People Power Party, both attended, despite an ongoing standoff between the two over the leadership of parliamentary committees. Korea's Defense Ministry is expected to hold a public hearing in early August as it begins gathering public opinion on a plan to merge the Army, Navy and Air Force academies into a single 4-year academy. According to the ministry on Friday, the hearing will gather opinion on unresolved details, including entrance exams. Alumni of the 3 existing academies have vowed mass protests, while opposition lawmakers call the merger a political flashpoint, and the ruling Democratic Party pushes to pass legislation for the merger this year. Defense Minister An Kyu-baek says he will meet with alumni groups directly to hear their concerns. Korean culture continues to thrive around the world, but some say the country's traditional cultural heritage has yet to receive the same global recognition. Lawmakers are exploring ways to balance heritage protection while advancing a global reach. Our An Sung-jin has the details.
K-pop and Korean dramas have captivated audiences around the world. But Korea's traditional culture, especially its antique crafts and artworks, is yet to enjoy the same global reach. To address those barriers, a policy seminar was held at the National Assembly on Thursday with the Korea Antiques Association on easing restrictions on the overseas export of Korean antiques.
Rather than keeping Korea's antique art bound by outdated regulations, I believe it's time to ease restrictions. We need more reasonable standards that align with global practices, allowing these cultural assets to be exported.
From centuries-old ceramics to paintings that reflect the lives and philosophy of our ancestors, these are the roots of K culture. We should continue to safeguard our cultural heritage, but also freely share it through necessary regulations.
The existing Cultural Heritage Protection Act prohibits the export of cultural heritage items made before 1945, including not only designated national treasures, but also so-called movable cultural heritage items as well. Though the legislation prevents the loss of cultural assets, some have argued that it limits international cultural exchange and prevents Korean antiques from reaching global markets, making it difficult to receive fair value or proper preservation. Specialists from the legal, academic, and cultural heritage sectors presented proposals to clarify legal standards and reform export regulations through a panel discussion. Alongside the seminar, the National Assembly hosted a special exhibition that showcases traditional Korean crafts, including everyday ceramics, wooden chests, and wrapping cloth, offering a glimpse into Korea's cultural heritage and aesthetic traditions. These events come in line with Korea's upcoming hosting of the 2026 UNESCO World Heritage Committee session, in efforts to balance heritage protection with greater international accessibility. An Song-jin, Arirang News.
In today's consumer-driven society, a new exhibition invites us to pause and reflect on ourselves. A posthumous retrospective of renowned British documentary photographer Martin Parr opened in Seoul on Thursday. Our Hong Seo-jung was there.
Pops of colors and striking photographs immediately catch the eye. The images seem to come alive with vividly captured images that appear almost three-dimensional. These are the works of iconic British documentary photographer Martin Parr, renowned for his witty yet often satirical take on everyday subjects. Following his death last December, his first posthumous retrospective in Asia opened at the Seoul Museum of Art on Thursday.
Martin has been a photographer for over 50 years. He's known for his eccentric look on the world. The funniest thing about it is probably us.
By taking a humorous stance toward ordinary subjects that show materialism, Martin sparked controversy among traditional photographers. In 1994, he joined Magnum Photos, a prestigious international cooperative of documentary photographers. But his path to membership was far from smooth.
His nomination was heavily debated, but with Martin's arrival, Magnum changed.
As he traveled the world, Martin Parr's lens also turned to both South and North Korea.
His photographs deal with contemporary issues, including tourism and consumer culture, across different parts of the world, so I think Korean audiences will find them highly relatable.
With his witty yet critical take on everyday subjects, Martin Parr's work still resonates with people across generations and borders.
The photos felt so immediate and immersive. It was almost as if I were part of the scenes myself.
It made me realize there's so much social commentary hidden in our everyday lives. It also encouraged me to reflect on things more deeply.
What we see in these photographs is a reflection of ourselves. Through everyday moments, Martin Parr asks us, what are we truly seeing? Hong Seo-jung, Arirang News.
That's all we have at this hour. Arirang News will be back at 6 p.m. Korea time. Until then, goodbye.